morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Cameron Woolley Show. Across from me is Ming Chen.
What's up, everybody?
I said across from me, and I'm Cameron
Yeah,
Woolley.
across town, maybe.
Yeah, across town, across the county, I don't know. But
So
anyways,
be like what 60, whatever, week 10.
yeah,
Um,
week 10 of this quarantine that was supposed to be a month long, but
yeah, look at if you can look behind Cameron Woolley, he has made his bed today. I don't know
yeah,
what's
I
going on
made
with
my
him.
bed for the first time. I got a new comforter. Well, and
Wow.
by new, I mean like I got it out of my guest room. So yeah, if you look at that, it looks nice. If you're wondering where the pillowcases for those pillows are, they are under my bed, and I am not going prone to go down there to reach for them. Maybe I could grab like a claw or something like that, but
Have
I'm not reaching for
you
that.
have you ever owned sports franchise sheets?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I have a New York Giants comforter.
In your okay, it's got the big Giants logo on it.
Yeah, it's got a God Giants logo on it. Yep. You know. Just
I'm trying to figure out how far I would take my fam in terms of decorating. Um,
I just nailed a Saquon Barkley jersey to my wall, and
that's
a
probably as
I also have a Victor Cruz jersey nailed to my
nice. Yeah,
wall,
that's,
and I have an Eli Manning poster signed. By the way, signed.
wow. How'd you get that? What's the story?
My mom won it at an auction. She was out with
Mom,
my principal that night. Interestingly enough, she was out at a at some sort of auction. I remember, like, I think it was like a Friday night or a. I know it was a night before I had off school, so like she woke me up at like 11 when she came into my room, and I'm like, what? Like, when you're half asleep and someone wakes you up and then you fall back to sleep again, you kind
right,
of don't remember what happened. And I remember
right.
she's like, yeah, I won this. And I'm like, oh, cool.
So wait, did you wake up and it was like, wait, did that really happen? And then it
No,
was
no, no, no. It's kind of like it's kind of like you know it happened, but you weren't really there for it.
right. That's fun. That's awesome. That's
Yeah, and
awesome.
I have that
Like,
poster.
would
This is my. I have the Saquon Barkley jersey is counterfeit, by the way.
eh, listen? This is my theory on all this. Of course you can buy the so-called fake Chinese jerseys from China. But if you buy a real jersey and you look on the Reebok tag or the Nike tag or whatever, it says made in China. So my theory is they all come from the same place.
Yeah, dude.
That
Everything comes from China, dude.
yeah, yeah.
Everything.
Now I did buy the that movie The Natural. I got a Roy Hobbs jersey and it was clearly fake because there were the tags had all these misspellings like it was like base Baru and and
Baseball.
some of the logos were off like a little bit, but at that point I didn't care. I was like, do I really need a $400 Mitchell and Ness Roy Hobbs jersey, or will I take the $99 version? I was like how am I gonna run around thinking I'm Roy Hobbs? So I was like, I'll take
Yeah, it's
the
like
$99 version. If you could, would you paint your room blue, white, and red,
no,
or
no,
would you paint?
absolutely not. No,
Okay,
now that I'm thinking about it, I might just paint my room even more white because it makes the lighting brighter.
right. All right. Or you could just paint it green and you could do whatever you want, but only in the virtual world, only in the matrix.
Yo, that would be such a good idea.
Yeah. Yeah. Then you could change it every day. You could change it every minute if you wanted to.
Oh, dude, that would be. Oh man, that now you got me thinking if I just painted my room green.
Yeah. As I've seen, I've seen other people's like man caves or whatever. And I'm like, wow, this is really, you may have gone a little overboard. Um, yeah. I don't even know if I would put like a fat head of anybody on my wall. Like that's a little.
I, yeah, I just need to get like a fat head of like someone I know. Like, can't you get them custom made?
Yeah, I think you can. Yeah.
I just want like I want to make a custom made fat head of me, just like my head, and give it to someone for their birthday. Just like, look, it's a fat head of me.
I think we can make that happen. I think we
Oh
make that.
yeah,
'Cause
that'd be the
even
best.
even in some of these base like clubhouses, like it's not overdone. You'll see a big logo in the carpet. I think that's cool. I was in when I got a tour of the Prudential Center. I saw the Devils' old locker room, and there's a big Devils logo like embedded in the carpet.
Oh
I,
yeah,
th- I thought that was cool. But it was other than that, it's usually like wooden, lockers or whatever, and
oh yeah,
it's
those
not,
locker rooms are yeah, those are no joke.
yeah. So speaking of that, so we've been talking the last like several weeks about the return of baseball, and we were hoping, all right, next week maybe they'll announce something. Next week maybe they'll announce something. Last week, it was kind of held up in money, which
Yeah,
is a very big factor right now. But now I'm reading. If they do come back, first of all, there's a 67-page kind of playbook that of rules and things that they have to adhere to in order for them to come back safely, and they're taking no pains to make sure that nobody gets sick, which is good.
yeah,
However,
because one person gets sick.
yeah, it's over. It's over. They cancel everything, and yeah, it's bad.
I
Which
think
I
the
applaud
players
them.
have to quarantine in their hotel rooms.
The problem is, it, at what point do these rules become too restrictive? At what point do they ruin the spirit of the game? So I'm going to run you through some of these, and um, you tell me what you think. So we were talking about
I'm just gonna Google the Constitution right now.
yeah, yeah.
The
So,
Google. All right,
uh,
literally
this comes
the bill. Oh,
this,
oh God, I just realized I'm doing display capture and I just put my
you
my
put your
entire
right on there.
screen on
All
on.
right.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
Uh,
I although you can see I was literally googling the Bill of Rights.
all right. So we are talking about the clubhouse. So first of all, they're talking about moving the lockers each 6 feet apart. Um,
I mean that they could maybe do that.
yeah, as you know, currently they're literally right next to each other.
Yeah,
Uh, and of course, the higher tier players get like the more money spots, like the corner,
yeah, the corner
Aaron Judge,
locker.
probably corner. Right, Garrett Cole, they probably gave him the corner locker. But now
Yeah,
they're
they probably gave.
so that means they can't put as many people in the clubhouse as usual. I don't think, because that's just going to be a weird configuration.
Yeah.
Um, so masks will be worn except on the field.
Well,
So
yeah, you can't wear masks on the field.
right. So I don't know if that's a dugout too. Obviously the broadcast boots, the bullpen, the bullpen. Uh,
Unless when you're throwing, because a mask that could, like the breathing,
right,
that could do something.
right.
They'd
Individuals.
probably make some sweet custom team
Oh,
masks.
yeah. That'd be cool. Like I would. I think they're selling them now. All the teams are.
No, I'd buy a Yankee mask.
Yeah, like when I buy a mask with a big cartoon bird around my mouth. I guess I
Yeah,
will.
make it the Oriole beak.
Oh, the beak. Yeah, just do the beak. The beak. Individuals will be instructed little time indoors as possible. So that means no sauna rooms, no hot tubs, no cryotherapy chambers, none of this stuff, which potentially increased muscle recovery. So without
Okay,
any,
that
and
is a kind of a place where I draw the line.
the Yankees like to get injured.
Okay, first of all, the Yankees get injured enough as it is. They already don't care about their muscles.
Right.
Like
So they
if you can collapse your lung diving for a ball,
right.
um,
Yeah.
yeah, that like that's the first one I've heard. That's kind of like okay.
Yeah, that could be
That's where I draw the line, because that can actually help players recover. That can help them, like maybe let them in one at a time,
sure, but yeah,
like
they
one or two at a time, 6 feet apart.
sanitize everything in between. It's I don't know. I guess they decided rather than doing that, they just play it safe and like none of this stuff. That stinks. I guess when the players are at home, I would hoping they'd be rich enough to maybe have some of this stuff at home. But
I mean,
hop into this stuff right after either a game, I guess. and get your like get your muscles to recover.
They probably have hot tubs at their homes. Now that
Yeah.
I think about it. But
Um.
again, if you're on a road trip, what happens
Yeah.
when you're on a road trip? Because I heard that these players are going to be confined to their hotel rooms.
Right. It's no non-essential leaving or no without permission. You can't leave your hotel room. That's what I'm hearing.
That's
Is crazy.
yeah, that is insane.
Just
Like
mental.
wear a mask. Literally wear a mask. Like
Right.
literally wash your hands. Like wash your hands before and after, and wear a mask. Like
Right.
if you're really if you're really that touchy about players leaving their hotel rooms, have them like wear gloves or in a hoodie.
Yeah. And I just know from experience, like I travel a lot. I don't play baseball, but after a hard day at a Comic Con, what do I like to do? I like to go out to eat with friends or whatever. I like to
Yeah,
go. It's good. It's
the
part of the
restaurants are going to be open.
yes.
Like unless in California, unless if you live in California, God help those people, by the way.
Right.
Unless it's California and like you're closed until August.
Right.
Um,
Um,
uh,
but I would
if the
imagine.
restaurants are open, if it's legal for somebody to go out to a restaurant, which in the coming weeks and by the time baseball would start, it probably will be in most of the country. Just with a little bit of precaution and like 6 feet apart. Even then, the social distancing stuff might actually loosen up a bit. Most states are going to be in phase 3. I'd like to think. Don't hold me to this, but a good chunk of states are going to be in phase 3 by the time baseball even thinks about starting.
Yeah. So it sounds like they're really just trying to keep players apart from each other in the clubhouse, on the field, on road trips, in hotel rooms. Uh, and I don't know if you're a believer in clubhouse chemistry or team chemistry.
Oh, clubhouse chemistry, absolutely.
I am.
Why do you think the Yankees would have won the World Series in 2017? I tell you, the Yankees don't make it that far without Todd Frazier. Okay?
For sure. And I think you get 25 guys and staff together, 162 games a year, plus a month or a month and change of spring training. You're together that long. Yeah, you want to, and I think most winning teams, if you're up to bat and the two guys that you love more than anything are on first and second, and the game's tied or you're down by one. Of
Yeah.
course, you want to have that run in.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, if you like each other and there's so-called team chemistry, I think you play harder. I think
Yeah.
mentally, physically, whatever you want to try, you'll try
Yeah, if
hard.
you want to go out there and win for the boys, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, when I play video games, dude, like when I play video games and I'm playing with people that I like, if I'm raiding on Destiny 2 with like friends, with actual friends, I'm more motivated to go out there and play well because I know like I rally around like the people I like and
So all these measures are kind of going to kill some of that chemistry, in my
yeah,
opinion.
absolutely okay. The
Think about
measures
or maybe Garrett Cole sits down with Tanaka at dinner and like, hey, why don't you try this grip?
okay, first of all, Tanaka can't even speak English.
Okay,
Like
well,
the guy needs a translator, okay?
or but Garrett Cole can pass on his knowledge to all the other pitchers, maybe just casually while they're out at dinner. Maybe that changes things. And now without that, it's gonna stink. Yeah, just little things like that. It's
Okay,
gonna.
that is just like that is just okay. Like the policy about having everyone sit in their hotel rooms and not being able to go out for quote unquote non-essential,
I couldn't do it.
like not like dude, just why? It's
Yeah,
like that nobody, like no matter if you're making millions of dollars, you can't live like that.
I know. I think they're just
Like
kind of.
you see what people like you and me, you see what this is doing to people like me, like who are still able to like to an extent
Right.
go out and hang out with like with friends, but if you're sitting in your hotel room, like much less in a house, but a
Right.
hotel room, like a single room where all you have is a bed and a bathroom and maybe a small kitchen.
Right.
Like can you even they can't even get room service.
No,
And what the hell is the point of a hotel without room service?
I
I
don't
remember
want.
I went on a vacation once, or
Uh,
a quote unquote vacation, which sucked. Down in Turks and Caicos. I remember we stayed in a little like a little tiny like a tiny house hotel kind of thing. What on the first day when I found out there was no room service, that threw the whole thing off.
how did you live?
I don't know. The water park also sucked. The
All
beach is
right.
actually the restaurant was nice when they were selling the right stuff. They had a breakfast buffet without bacon.
What the?
Without
What?
bacon.
How dare they? How do you do
How,
that?
like, okay, first of
I
all,
would
you're defeating the entire point of a breakfast buffet.
have the table. I would have started breaking windows,
Like
and I
the
would
entire point of a breakfast buffet is for me and everybody else in the damn world to gorge on a mountain of bacon
as much
and have us think it's okay.
put bacon
Because
on.
I can get, like, it says all you can eat buffet, all you can eat. What do you think that means?
You ever lived into like bacon wrapped like pineapple and bacon wrapped bacon and like bacon wrapped sausage?
Okay, first of all, I don't get bacon wrapped anything. I get bacon on top of bacon.
Okay,
Like
yeah,
every single trip I'd ever take to Disney World, and every single one of those hotels, they've got a big breakfast buffet every morning.
yes.
I'd go and I'd get a couple of Mickey waffles. Like like the if you've ever been to Disney, they have at the breakfast buffet they have waffles that are shaped like Mickey Mouse,
You
and
got
then I just get a mountain of bacon.
that's all you need, and you're good for the whole day.
Oh yeah, like I'm sitting there. It bites you in the ass when you're walking for 5 hours. Okay, first of all, Disney World is not a vacation.
Oh,
That is a chore.
it's a workout that you're overpaying for, but yes,
Yeah, it's a workout that you pay for, but you go on a few roller coasters and you buy a lightsaber.
right, yes. Fun. You should bring up buffets. So no buffets, no food spreads in the clubhouse. Um, teams will provide individually wrapped food directly to players in takeout form.
Oh
So
my god.
the fancy food spread that you get after the game. I was like, here's a styrofoam container. Um, enjoy. So
Yo,
that
some food in styrofoam containers does slap.
right, and these major league spreads. Like I've never been in a clubhouse. They're gotta
It's
be
probably like sauteed filet mignon.
right. It's gotta be awesome. These
Like
are
sauteed filet mignon with a side of
béarnaise sauce or
yeah,
whatever, and
with like the 5-star sauce. You got roast duck.
yeah. And now it's like here's a here's a, here's a takeout container.
What the hell is my
So,
mom cooking?
yeah,
It smells so good. I don't know what she's cooking.
that was awesome. Players will be encouraged to take batting practice outside whenever possible. So no more indoor batting cages. Um,
Okay, that's
so that
another spot where I draw the line because what if it's raining and you need to get your BP in, and if nobody's around, you sanitize the tea, you sanitize
yeah,
whatever.
sure.
If you just clean up,
Right.
and that goes with anything. If you literally clean up, if you sanitize, if you take the proper precautions,
Yeah,
you're fine.
yeah,
Did
and
you wash your hands before and after? You're good.
and I cite this example. Kirk Gibson, 1988 World Series, Game One. Kirk Gibson hobbles up to the plate, hits that 3-2 home run off Dennis Eckersley. Before that, just to see if he could even stand on his bad knees, he went to the batting cage. He took cuts, got warmed up, and then of course he hit that home run after.
Yeah, with his cartilage practically spilling out of his knee.
Yeah, exactly. And I know a lot of players do this. Pinch hitters go take a couple cuts in the indoor cage before they come out, just get warmed up. Get their bat speed ready to get in game shape. And without that, they're basically going in cold.
Okay, what about indoor batting cages? What about Tropicana Field?
Oh, you're so yeah. So they just
Oh no, yeah, no. The Rays can't take BP.
yeah. So also says here most meetings, team meetings, whatever, will be conducted virtually. or physically distanced, um,
Okay, that's fine.
they'll be asked to wear masks. So, all right. Showering at the stadium will be discouraged. Oh,
Okay, discourage pretty much means you can do it. Okay.
sure, but
I don't have much to say about that. You can just
sure,
like pretty much that is just like I wouldn't do that shit if I were you, but you can do it.
yeah, I wouldn't do it, but if you want to do it, I'm not gonna. I can't really.
Like if you can, knock yourself out, which
Right.
is pretty much how like a bunch of this stuff should work. If you want to go out to eat, it's hey, wouldn't do it if I were you, but hey, you do you. You're an adult. You're a grown man. I trust you to do the right things. I swear, they're treating them like children.
Yes,
They're absolutely treating them like children. I am.
but I think a lot of these may seem somewhat extreme just to cover themselves legally. I guess.
Yeah,
You
I
know.
know it's done to like cover themselves like legally, and I get why they're doing them because imagine one person gets it and then they go to the stadium, someone who gets an autograph from them gets sick, dies, they're liable.
Yeah. So.
Even though I bet a bunch of that stuff has probably happened over the years, where like one of the players had like a bad, like I don't know, just like a cold, and then it got onto someone, and then that someone ended up dying. I mean, baseball's been around for Major League Baseball has been around since the Civil War, and I don't doubt that something like that has happened, but
So
hey,
yeah, I don't think you keep anyone from showering. Like I know baseball's not the most strenuous game in the world, but it does get hot out there in the later months. So,
yeah, dude, just
uh,
shower, man. That what is more sanitary? Can you think of a more clean and sanitary place than a shower? Dude, soap's all over the floor. It's probably like the soaking all the. There's probably washing all the like the germs away.
you would think so, right? So yeah,
And if you are infected, just like I'm sure the team will probably provide. Like I know that at least the Yankees, who have all the money in the world, they'll probably be able to get fully sanitized like hot towels, like from like a nice hot towel that was sanitized in a like probably in a hot environment, and then they'll probably end up giving it to the players. So even then, the towels probably aren't that.
right. Or
They
just by
probably wouldn't be that bad. And also, if you're showering, you're using soap. You're getting in those areas, and even yeah, when you wash your face, you're like even when you're touching your face with clean hands because you just rub soap all over them for like the last 5 minutes.
yeah, right. Speaking of touching your face, no more touching of the face. So
What?
signaling,
No
sig-
touching of the face in baseball?
so you can't
Okay.
no signs that require.
Beep, 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 beep. That is where I officially draw the big fat line.
Okay.
What? You can't touch your face in baseball, and I'm sorry, I'm about to do a very dangerous health hazard thing. You know, and I'm gonna wash my hands just to be safe. I don't have hand sanitizer in my room.
Careful. Right.
Shit. Okay.
Oh,
Although I haven't been exposed to it, so. Anyways, I'm like you can't do any of this. Like you
well,
can't do any of this. You can't go like boop 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 boop.
the MLB
What
coronavirus
are
man,
managers gonna do? What are you supposed to do?
don't touch your face. You got to make up new signals
What are you
requiring.
gonna do? Touch your like, or what are you gonna do? Just
But yeah, no touching, no touching, none of
like
this.
what the? I mean, what are you gonna do? Like levitate?
Oh
Actually,
yeah,
there is probably an easy workaround to that.
yeah, you could
Okay,
do that.
never mind. I just ranted for no reason for like the 5 millionth time.
All right. So use of exercise equipment will be staggered to avoid high density. MLB recommends teams relocate exercise equipment outside, so you move the whole gym outside. That could be interesting.
It makes them tough.
Right. All right. So they don't want anyone to eat or drink anywhere open to the public. So No
What?
restaurant.
That
No inviting
that
anyone to the hotel room that is not a member of your team or immediate family. So no outsiders in the hotel room. No use of public hotel amenities, which that's not that hard.
yeah,
Um, but
like
yeah, we mentioned this. Do not leave the hotel for any non-baseball activities without permission, which is asinine. But
that is insane.
it is.
Like if you can't go out to eat in public, just like and I know by like July, restaurants are going to be open. If restaurants are legal to be open, baseball players should be able to go out.
Right,
They should absolutely be able to go out.
right,
And like after that, you know what you do? You sanitize afterward. You wash your hands. Don't touch your face at the restaurant. Like I don't know, like if you're taking a lot of precaution, wear a mask if need be. If you feel like you need to wear a mask, absolutely
right,
wear a mask. Absolutely not if you feel like you need to wear a mask. You absolutely need to wear a mask.
right.
And
Yeah. So this one could be weird. Members of the media, as far as access post game,
oh
or I'm sure they're going to be eliminating the clubhouse interviews, the locker room interviews.
yeah,
Uh,
thank God for that. You know how much they love to twist words.
oh, you would miss golden moments like when they interviewed Chan Ho Park and he said he pitched bad because he had diarrhea. You ever see that clip?
Oh my God.
It's on YouTube. Look it up. It's probably my favorite one of my favorite baseball clip post game interviews of all time. They're like, well, what happened? Why'd you pitch so bad? He's like, diarrhea. I had bad diarrhea, and everyone starts laughing. He's got a straight face. I think like Mariano or someone's laughing, and he's like, "What? You think funny? No, I." It was a great clip. It's a great clip. So, I imagine I guess they'll have the post game interviews, but they'll have to spread everybody out or limit people. Like it's not a big room that they usually the press
Oh,
room's
what's
not usually
Meredith
that.
Marakovits gonna do?
Right.
You know she's
Okay.
gonna be out of a job.
So
Although
that
the
kind
Yankees, although honestly at this point she deserves a break.
right. Yeah,
Like I
exactly.
swear, she's been working with the team for so long that like her picture, whenever it's like speaking currently Meredith Marakovits, it's outdated. Like she looks completely different.
Right, for sure.
And
So
I'm
he
not taking that. I'm not taking a shot at Meredith Marakovits' looks. Okay.
right. Your skill. That's what you're taking a shot at. All right, here's where you may go on a rant. So you're playing the game, you hit a home run, you make a really awesome play. What do you usually do afterward? You hit a walk-off. What do you usually do? You celebrate. Well, celebrations. So they're saying no high fiving, no hugging, no post game like super awesome handshake maneuvers. No celebration after the win. No fist bumps. Elimination of any unnecessary physical interaction.
Okay. Unnecessary. They say.
This also includes
Unnecessary.
right.
Unnecessary. Are you? Oh my God.
I get it. High fives, hugs, all that stuff could spread the virus.
But it could. What do you do when you? What if Brett Gardner hits a walk-off home run in the World Series?
He
What
runs
the hell do you do?
running and he touches home plate all by himself, and everyone's kind of spread out
What the hell
around.
do you do? Does every what you hit a walk-off home run to win the World Series? What the hell do you do? Do you give him the silent treatment?
Right. Yeah. No.
What
No.
the hell do you do? Like you win the World Series, what are you gonna do? Are you not gonna mob the mound?
So
Like
yeah.
somebody throws a perfect game, are you not going to lift him up? Are you not gonna hug the guy? Are you not gonna?
No hug from the catcher. No.
What are you?
According to the handbook. Yes, I agree.
Oh my God, dude.
I agree. That's gonna be tough, but that's what they're saying. Also, the national anthem players will not be standing side by side. They'll be distancing them.
Okay, I thought you said they wouldn't be standing, and I'm like,
No, well, they got to stand, but they won't be
yeah.
standing next to each other, which will look weird. So here's where it gets weird. Fielders will be asked to take several steps away from the base runner when the ball is out of play and between pitches. So
No shift. You,
how
you,
that
you can't shift? You can't shift?
how the hell are you supposed to hold a runner on first in that?
What are you gonna do?
How are you going to
Like,
hold?
what? Dude, what lead? Now I can imagine a case where, like, say the runner is on first, and say like my chair is like the second baseman. Say
Yes.
I'm right here. The guy's taking another step, and then I take a lead. Chair has to go all the way back, and I take another lead, then I take another lead. Next thing you know, I can steal second base while just
Yeah.
kind of walking and kind of going like, like
Yeah.
I can kind of do something like that. Just like,
I would be like, oh,
okay,
don't
that gives the fielder a distinct disadvantage.
right.
And if they've been taking all the precautions, either smart or hysterically stupid, what chance would they have at carrying it? What are you gonna do? Like they're literally locked.
Right.
Like they're literally hamsters. At this point, they're treating players like animals. They're treating them like hamsters.
Yeah, that was the one thing I was wondering though. Like, if you're not, like, how are you gonna hold a runner on base from 6 feet away? You can't.
Like how are you gonna no? Like what about the pickoff move?
Yeah.
Well, what about like oh you can't stand up first? That gives the fielding team a actual disadvantage because what like it's one thing if like an average runner is on base. Say you give a guy like a Whit Merrifield or a I can't think or a Mookie Betts or a Brett Gardner
Oh yeah, they're taking.
leeway, that kind of lead. When you
Imagine,
do that, not even the like you're going to be able to lead like an eighth off the base path, and it's not legal for the player for the
imagine,
first baseman to set
yeah,
up for a pickoff move.
imagine giving Ricky Henderson, like, not holding him on first base, or
Yeah,
your
like imagine a guy like that. Okay, now Ricky, and I'm talking in today's terms because, okay, first of all, Ricky could steal like while standing on first, he could steal first while standing behind first base, standing. Okay, Ricky Henderson was just an animal.
that's why today he is the greatest of all time. like
He's the greatest base stealer of all time.
like you said,
I bet if you had my dad on here, he could probably give you a case of why Ricky Henderson's like the goat of baseball. Period.
I agree. Ricky Henderson could probably go out and play right now. Actually,
I mean, it depends. Are his legs still there? I
that's
never watched Ricky play.
oh man, it was well. Even better than watching Ricky play is watching Ricky talk about himself in the third person. Ricky Henderson feels good today. Henderson's going to steal 30 bases today. Ricky Henderson loves hitting home runs in this ballpark. Yes, he loved to talk about himself in the third
Oh
person.
my god, y'all. Funny
Anyway,
story. Now that you mention Ricky Henderson, when I at that Boston onslaught that I went to a couple years ago, uh, I remember I went down to the team store, like that Sir Didi shirt I
yes,
used to have.
yes, I do.
I got that from that game, and I remember like when we were looking at jerseys and at the Yankee team store, they have legit Yankee jerseys, the ones with that name on them. When we walked by the Gary Sanchez jerseys, they just said 24. And I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but when Ricky Henderson played on the Yankees in the 1980s, his number was 24. When my dad and uncle were walking by those jerseys, they're like, "Oh, Gary Sanchez jerseys." I'm like, well, "Wait, 24? No, that's not Gary. That's Ricky."
Yeah, that's Ricky.
I'm like, "No, what are you talking about? That's not Gary. That's Ricky.
That's Hall of Famer Ricky Henderson's number.
That's Ricky. It's Ricky Anderson."
Um, so base coaches are expected not to approach a runner, fielder, or umpire. I mean, I don't.
What? Okay, well, what the hell is Brett Gardner gonna do now? Whenever he strikes out, like, what the hell is Aaron Boone gonna do?
Right.
Like, who's he gonna yell at? Like, you can't simply yell at it. Like, when you yell at an umpire from a little bit away, you have to shout in his face.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this one's pretty basic, but pitchers will be encouraged to use their own rosin bags. Hitters will be encouraged to use their own pine tar and donuts. Um, and all any communal equipment must be disinfected after use. That's pretty basic.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
basic. That's how the world's gonna work. Okay.
Yeah. Now here's where it gets here's where it gets weird again. So they're good. Spitting, chewing smokeless tobacco, and eating sunflower seeds will not be allowed. So spitting. No, no more, no spitting. You know,
What?
spitting is integral to a Major League Baseball game. Like I never spit on the field. I ate a lot of sunflower seeds, so I guess I spit out the shells. But I mean,
What?
I don't chew.
What?
I don't chew. I don't chew chalk. But you, I mean,
Why? Why? Why?
you
What
know, in
sense
in the
does that make?
well, and germs can be.
The the germ. What the hell are you gonna do? Like the players aren't gonna touch them. If anything, they'll touch them with the seat of their pants. Their ass is gonna touch them.
Right.
And last time I checked, I don't think you can spread the virus after like your pants are sitting on them, especially if the uniforms are probably going to be disinfected like crazy after a game. So, I mean, what the like? It's if players bring like, what are you going to do? It's not like I can't go to a place and bring my own bag of potato chips.
Right. So
But what? Just why? Okay, now that yes, they're not treating them. No.
yeah.
Dude, I can't see the players' union laying this pass.
Right.
Oh my god, the players' association. Oh my god, they're gonna have a fit with this.
I mean, this is different than the money and salary issue. This is just like baseball, like the way of life. It's
This is
completely
basic, not baseball way of life. This is the human way of life. Not only does this interfere with baseball, this interferes with anything and everything. And
right.
even though, like, this isn't even what everyone else is going to be going through, by that point, restaurants are going to be open. By that point, hell, by that point, we're probably going to be back in the studio.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Oh, I think we'll probably be back before then. So, um,
What phase are you a part of? You a part of.
I have no idea. I will go back when I don't won't get in trouble. So
when you won't get in trouble?
yes, and yeah. I mean, as much as I love doing this, yes, I want to be back in the studio. Um, let's see. Players, other on-field personnel will be encouraged to wash or sanitize their hands after each half inning. That's not a big deal.
Yeah, that's a fine idea. People will probably keep, like, Purell in their pockets.
Yeah. Baseballs will be thrown out of play after they're touched by multiple people. Okay, no big deal.
Yeah.
Teams discouraged from throwing the ball around the infield, so no celebration of a good strikeout.
No celebration. What about that? Why? Come on. They're wearing gloves, and if they're sanitizing their hands after every half inning, what the? What? Sanitizing your hands after every half inning is what enables things like tossing the baseball around the infield. That's what enables things like that.
Right.
That's what enables stuff like that to happen. That enables that kind of leeway. That enables that kind of, fun that you can have.
Right. So, and then everything else is, they're going to be doing a lot of testing, taking temperatures, all of that. Yeah, and they're even saying even if a player does come up positive, they'll just quarantine them and they'll be able to avoid any kind of shutdown. So hopefully, that's not overly optimistic. But
I mean, it's.
yeah, I think the point is to avoid any kind of large spread of this and a full scale shutdown. That's the whole point.
And if one player gets it, was like what? They're not in a very danger group. Their bodies are more than well equipped enough to fight this thing. It's like I'm pretty sure like a majority of the people that have gotten this thing have gotten better.
All right, so but wait, there's more. Cameron.
Wait, there's more.
All
That
right,
would.
there's more. All right, teams might find themselves trucking their equipment from city to city instead of loading them up onto airplanes, thus avoiding airport security checks and airport security personnel. That could be tough. Who wants to truck a bunch of equipment from? Well, I guess if they're gonna do this three division thing, it won't be that bad.
Yeah, like if they're playing in the same time zone, it's fine.
Yeah, who's trucking bats and uniforms from New York to LA? Like, no way, that's not
Like,
gonna
no, that's not happening.
happening. All right, MLB wants individuals to avoid using elevators, so teams will be encouraged to book rooms on lower floors of hotels and use the stairs. I don't see that happening though.
No. It's like, what? If you're a Major League Baseball player, you have every right to get that suite in the top
Oh
floor.
yeah,
If you're going to
well,
be stuck in your hotel room, you'd rather live in an apartment than a
oh,
little room.
yeah, I don't want that. Yeah, and it's yeah, I'm putting that in my contract, man. If I'm Garrett Cole, yeah, I get the suite, man.
Yeah, like you absolutely get the suite. Okay, like, what are you going to do? There's a lot of stuff in here that contradicts. There's a lot of stuff in here. I'm like, oh, if you're gonna force players to sit in their hotel room, at least let them go on the elevator, and at least let them, like, the elevators are probably being disinfected like crazy.
Yeah, for sure. And then the last note I have in here, um, hotel staff will be expected to refrain from cleaning the interior of the rooms during a team stay, so no maid service.
No
So,
maid service.
but look, you could hire Cameron Woolley to come over and fold your bed if you want him to, because he's awesome at it. Just look at that. Look at that bed.
Uh, it's probably the best job I've done making my bed, and yeah, my
That's
entire life.
that fit for DJ LeMahieu for sure. So,
I'm
so
I'm not saying DJ LeMahieu was sleeping in my bed. We do
no,
not
not at
need
all.
that to happen. I do not,
So,
and thank God I don't have enough of a following to make memes about that happening because I know how the internet works.
yeah. So that outlines most of the major points of the 67-page Major League Baseball document on avoiding or preventing the coronavirus if they are to return to baseball. Some of it, yes, does sound ridiculous. And some of it, maybe I'm maybe minorly worried about, will it affect the game? The holding the base runner thing is big.
Yeah, the holding the base, absolutely. If it's somebody whose game is predicated on stealing bases and speed with a team
Yeah,
that's predicated on stealing bases, that's going to influence games.
yeah.
Absolutely will it.
Otherwise, other than the dugout, and I don't know how they're gonna kind of do that. Everyone's, you're on the field. You're basically encouraged to stay apart from each other. It's
Yeah,
a big giant field. You're outside. I mean, there really isn't that much contact in baseball. It's not really a contact sport. So, um,
yeah, it's not a contact sport unless you're running toward home plate.
yeah, for sure. So, um, yeah, and then they talked to Gabe Kapler, manager of the New York Giants, and he's like, "Man, there's no
New
spitting."
York Giants, maybe like 70 years ago.
San Francisco Giants. Hey, I can't help it. You got that jersey up on the wall. San Francisco Giants.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, this no spitting thing might be tough, just because it's so ingrained in some people during the game. But
Dude, the no
I
spitting.
it's not that hard. It can't be that hard.
Um, it's part of baseball culture.
Yeah.
You're
Um,
infringing on a culture.
yeah. But in the name of continuing the game and public safety and health. So
All the other
it,
measures they take are all the measures they're thinking about taking. Again, logical and borderline tyrannical. Um, that they should have the reward of bringing their own bag of sunflower seeds because they can afford it and going down to the stadium and chewing on it, just like chewing on sunflower seeds alone and spitting them on the field. They can spit them on the field, maybe not in the dugout floor, but on the field.
so so yeah, that's those are all the health and safety rules. On the flip side, so we go back to the money question. You saw Blake.
Teams will make more money by playing the games than not playing the games. The players are going to get their contracts. If anything, if they don't play, they're going to bleed revenue and they're going to bleed profit, and they're going to bleed even more revenue by not playing the games.
Sure, and it's just not good for the game. If they don't play this year, it comes back next year. You think all the fans are going to come back? Probably not. You're going to lose. You're going to lose some interest. You're going to lose some fans who are mad that the players didn't come back and play this year.
If I'm the players union, I wouldn't blame if they went on strike. I wouldn't blame them.
So you're in the Blake Snell category then, where they should be
Okay,
getting.
okay, not going on strike for their salaries. That's
Okay,
just being a spoiled brat.
okay, so you
But
don't.
I'm more. If I were a player, I'd go on strike. If I did go on strike, I'd more so go on strike for the being trapped in a lower floor shit tier hotel room without being able to go out to a restaurant and not being able to hold the base paths and not being able to be a human.
Right.
That's the thing I'd go on strike for. That's the thing I'd be up in arms about. That's the thing I'd be pissed. That's
Okay.
I'd be pissed off about that.
All right. Yeah, Blake Snell was like, "Hey man, I got to get paid. I need to get paid whatever my contract was supposed to be this year. With the prorated games, if they're not going to play 162 game season, but rather than the owners were like, well, we'll take whatever money we make this year, and that's how we'll divvy it up. Which is
Okay, they should. What should happen is maybe they cut the players' salaries in half for this year, and maybe backload their contracts,
could that work?
or
I
maybe load some of it onto to next year.
Right. It's just tough. I mean,
So
obviously,
players get their whole so players get their whole value. The players get all the guaranteed millions of dollars that they signed for.
right. It's,
But
the
you just
tough part is where is all that? Where's the revenue usually come from? It comes from the fans buying tickets and attending the games, and that's there are
they
going to be
probably make money off of sponsorships anyway.
yeah.
Again, just backload it on the next year. If or if I'm
Where's that money?
if I'm Rob Manfred, if I am the commissioner of baseball,
Okay. All right.
when it comes to regarding contracts, I would whatever they do this year, that's out of my hands. Next year, I make whatever the player was owed from last year be tacked on to this year's salary.
That's still tough. Where's that money coming from with no fans buying tickets?
They make enough money. I'm saying the next year with the profit that they made from next year,
Right.
and they
I,
make and they make more than enough money. Especially some teams like the Yankees
hmm,
and the Dodgers, the Red Sox, the big market kind of teams.
sure. Yeah.
They'll still be able to do something like that without question.
It's just tough. What's the capacity of Yankee Stadium? Like 43.
50. I'd like to say it's around
Let's say it's
40,
50.
50,000.
And what's the average ticket price at Yankee Stadium? Would you say ballpark?
Shit
And the
seats are around
bleachers are still $11, right? Or 15. And those,
bleachers are cheap as hell, but
right.
those are actually great seats.
I love the
Thing
bleachers.
about those seats, those are great seats. It's just the bleachers. No,
I
they're bleachers.
I go sit in the bleachers because one, they're cheap, and two, I just want to see if I'll live or not. And if I live, I'm like, hey man,
Yeah.
I lived being wearing an Orioles jersey on the bleachers.
Well, the thing is, if you're a Yankee fan, like, if you're wearing an Orioles jersey, first of all, Yankees, we don't hate the Orioles.
Oh,
If
you
you
feel
come
sorry.
in wearing a
That's
Red Sox jersey, then
sure.
you might get beer thrown at you.
Right.
If you
I
come
would
in wearing an Astros jersey, you're probably going to get shot.
right. Well, I would never put a Red Sox jersey on. Astros, it was an old.
Okay, first of all, yeah. Like if
Go back
like
100.
if fans are allowed to come back for the Yankee Astro series, they're literally going to need a SWAT team.
Yeah.
But I said, like I said before, there's gonna be fans packing Fans are going to be packing. There might even be an assassination attempt on Jose Altuve or whoever. Just like, just don't be shocked.
Yeah. So I'm just, and this is pretty conservative. Let's say average ticket price $75, factoring the $2,500 seats, 100. That's reasonable, right? A
Yeah.
Yankee times 50,000 is $3.75 million. So times 80 times 81.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 303,750,000. That's
Before
not
taxes.
before taxes, but that's not it's not considering like concessions, merchant,
All that
like,
crazy expensive beer.
and the beer, all that. So you're probably talking closer to, I don't know, a billion out when all of that is factored, that you're losing out on by no fans in the stands for. So I can sympathize with the owners for sure, where they're like, all right, well, whatever we make this year, we'll divide it out, not evenly, but depending on,
And
player.
then load it on the next year's salary.
But the
And then
players are
load it, yeah,
that.
then
That's going
backload it.
to cut. I'm not playing for that. I want to play. I want to play for what I signed for. But I'm like, dude, Blake Snell, man, this is extenuating circumstances, man. Like,
Just
so
really, just
you
if
saying,
it's about the money, I'd go on strike over the insane, uh, like precautions that they put in
sure,
place. I'd go on
sure,
strike over that, not my salary.
sure. But what is it all?
Because Blake Snell, honestly, if you're getting that pissed off over money when you've made already millions of dollars off a salary, that means you manage your money poorly, pal.
You use
And
the
not to mention all the money you make on Twitch.
right, esports champion Blake Snow. He used the word refuses to play baseball.
Okay, if he's complaining about the money, then the guy, okay, he either needs a better financial advisor or he needs a financial advisor. Because if you've managed your money in such a shitty way that you're just you're
He,
just like, what? I'm going on strike if I'm not getting paid. Okay, first of all, you're not going to get paid anyway.
I
So it's
think
like,
it's
if you go on strike, you're not even going to get paid. So,
I think it's an empty threat. There's no chance he's like the only guy that sits out. He's gonna sit out if they agree to do it. They do like a revenue sharing or whatever this year. There's no chance he's sitting out. I think he's blowing a lot of smoke in the end.
it's like, really, man. I mean, Blake Snell's a hothead anyway.
The only way you're gonna get this done though is it's the last. Other than these crazy rules, it's the last piece of the puzzle is get the players to be like, hey, listen, we'll get you back on the field. It's a very weird. Obviously, we're in a pandemic, and you're not going to get paid as much this year. Get on the field. It's good for the game, and you're not going to be poor. You're going to be
Yeah, you're not going to be broke. The minor league players, that's a whole other story. Those guys are broke.
and pun intended, you're going to have to take one for the team this year. Everyone's got to do it, be in it together this
Yeah.
year. Keep the game going. And and it's not just you. There are fans out there depending on you, and
Yeah, just like
and
give you a
honestly,
reason to.
one of the biggest things getting us through all this is entertainment. Whether it be live streaming or gaming, whatever we're doing, and sports, the major form of entertainment, and I really miss baseball. So I'm curious to see how this shakes out, and the sooner the better. The clock is ticking. We're not we're almost 2 months down from
Yeah, in a 1 month quarantine, by the way. In
right,
1 month.
right. So those are all the factors going into all this, and I guess if this all gets approved, other than like the Korean baseball and some of the European soccer, this would be the first one to come.
NASCAR.
Right, NASCAR.
NASCAR. Yo, I watched my first NASCAR race on Sunday.
Dude, that starved for entertainment. And what?
But hey, I was sitting there. I mean, it's not bad. That NASCAR isn't bad. Hey, watching one of those guys spin out and crash, watch their car catch on fire.
Yeah, we're literally watching car wrecks though. We're waiting for We're waiting for
Dude, that's how NASCAR. That's what they make their money. They make the money off of car wrecks.
yeah,
And yeah,
absolutely.
what's not entertaining about watching a car catch on fire?
Right. And you brought up a good point. There's gonna be no minor league this year. I mean, it doesn't look like it. There's no point in any minor league baseball with all they don't have enough money to make all these precautions. So they don't I don't think the minors can't survive without fans. Fine.
Yeah.
So which stinks for any development players. That's yeah, you're right. I feel bad for them. They lose a whole year of development. And I mean, I guess they're talking about this 50-person roster, so maybe someone may actually get a chance to at least get a cup of coffee. But still, it's not the same as playing.
Some. Okay, you're doubling the roster size. Some. That's room for the entire AAA roster and
I
maybe a couple of the AA guys.
I don't even know how this is gonna work. Like, they're not all gonna be in the dugout or the clubhouse. Like, who do you call up when? Like, how do you? I don't even know how this works. But I have to look into more on this rotating 50-man roster.
The
Which
dugout's going to be crammed as hell.
yeah, and then everyone gets sick. Great. That yeah, that's great. I'm seeing an article here. They talked to Nolan Arenado and they asked him about the season. He says he's optimistic about playing.
Oh, yeah, baseball's going to happen. Eventually,
Yeah,
it's going to happen.
I'm leaning toward that. I just hope it doesn't change too much. But um, and I think these rules, yeah, some of them are ridiculous. I think they'll be tweaked for sure. So,
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Like, I don't see this. I don't see the precautions as of right now flying by the players' union,
yeah.
where
So
they're essentially treated as not human. Like by the time where it'll be legal for restaurants to be filled at some sort of like near their capacity, I'm gonna be able to I'm definitely gonna be able to go out and hang out with my friends by then.
yeah.
Just
Yeah, it does stink though, man. You had tickets for opening day. I was probably going to drive down that day and try to get in, and
yep.
we're just gonna have to wait till next year. Also, they asked Nolan Arenado, was like, "What kind of shape are you in?" He's like, "I feel good. I'm in game shape." Uh,
Well,
uh
every single player is gonna say that.
right.
That's just how he talks in the media. If all you're gonna do is say, "Yeah, I've been eating Cheetos and watching The Office for the last 2 months."
I'm on the David Wells diet right now, and I know like,
Hey, David Wells was a damn good pitcher.
he was,
Threw a
maybe
perfect game.
not the most spelt of pitchers, but yes, he did. He was a good pitcher for sure. Yeah, you're right. I think everybody's kind of working out as well as they can, but man, that's no substitute for taking live pitching and playing a live game. So hopefully, we'll see what happens when things finally fire back up. So, but yeah, that's everything from the 67-page report, and yeah, I hope they reach an agreement soon. I can't wait I just want to watch some games. I don't care if they're in emptyless stadiums. I don't care if anyone, the spitting stinks, but you can either cut down on that or not do it at all, or
Yeah,
I
I
don't.
mean, yeah, just
Yeah, I mean, in the end, these are not like impossible things to do. They're not totally unreasonable. The no celebrating that sucks, but
the no celebrating is okay. First of all, I don't think teams. Okay, in the playoffs, I don't think teams are gonna follow that. First of all,
yeah.
like teams aren't gonna follow that. No
Oh,
way.
speaking,
Absolutely not. Teams aren't gonna follow that.
speaking of the playoffs, I'm switching over to hockey. They say if they do bring hockey back, they would go to a 24 team playoff. I don't know if you
2014
look at
playoff. The Devils, I think, were ranked 26th in the league. We were two spots short of making the
I
playoffs.
think with really, I thought they were tied with
Ah, that means the Rangers are going to be in the playoffs. Ah,
behind Montreal is the team they have to catch up. I think they're 3 points behind Montreal. I didn't see like if they would go if they were to do it. I guess they would go into the playoffs immediately, or would they play out the remaining games?
Okay, if
first.
they did play out the remaining games and the Devils could have made a playoff push, then they would have made the playoffs. And imagine if they played the Arizona Coyotes in the first round, and imagine if the Devils beat Taylor Hall in the playoffs.
This is what I'm saying. It
Huh?
could happen. It could happen. The Devils could play take the playoffs this year. With an asterisk perhaps, but I
Oh,
don't care.
dude, imagine that, dude. Jack Hughes breaks out in the playoffs. I could just, oh.
Yeah, and what have those guys been doing?
Oh, I know Jack Hughes has probably been rooming with one of the players.
Oh, yeah,
He roomed with Corey Schneider for such a
right.
long time.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, as far as I know, I don't think the practice rink is open. Like these guys aren't skating, which is not good. But I mean, yeah, more hilariously enough, yeah, the Devils could make the playoffs depending on how they could proceed to go forward. I don't know how far, but if they
Okay, I
extended,
wonder when the draft's gonna happen because
that would have been the summer. So
that's what I'm worried about, the draft. Because I'm worried about if the Devils are gonna get another undeserved first overall pick and get a borderline generational talent in Alex Lafreniere or whatever the hell his name is.
yes,
I was wondering if that was gonna happen.
right, exactly. So good question. Well, stay tuned, everybody. As you know, we'll be talking about it
Yep, absolutely.
for sure. You got anything else? I I really had to see
I
what you're on that.
I
On,
it's just it's I don't wanna I don't I'm not breaking out this word like a lot of other people are, but the some of the policies in there are just tyranny. That's what
yeah.
it is. It's
Oh, these aren't final. I'm sure they'll adjust and
they have to adjust. Absolutely, they have to adjust. They're treating these players horribly.
yes. So we'll see what happens, but I think we're getting closer though to and let's play ball, everybody.
Yeah, we're getting closer overall. It's like we're actually
That's
we're
good, and then
taking steps. You know that like
and if they can make it work, then so can the NFL, so can the NHL, so can the NBA. Yeah,
yeah.
hopefully with sports back.
I'm saying
To,
closer as a country.
oh
Because
yeah, for
some
sure.
states have actually, like Florida. I remember I saw a video of like people at a bar in Florida having a good time because if you're gonna get lab rats, it's gonna be Florida.
Put in that petri dish that is Florida for sure. So
Petri dish.
yeah, yeah, for sure. So um, all right. Well, that's what I got. I don't if you want to vent about anything else, feel free. But that
I
yeah, it feels good though. We're getting there.
I'm not even gonna say anything about DeAndre Baker and whatever the hell happened there. I'm not even gonna say anything about that. That's just no matter if he did it or not. I mean, he's got the money. He bailed himself out. I mean, he's got the money.
Yeah, get a good lawyer, DeAndre. So
Like he's got the money and he's got to get a. I mean, I don't know. He's got a good lawyer. I mean, so some things are pointing to him. Like I don't know whether he did it or not. He's gonna get out. If Ray Lewis and O.J. Simpson could get out of jail,
good point.
then DeAndre Baker I think could get off on
A very good point.
yeah.
All right. Yeah. Take us away, my friend.
All right, from Ming Chen and the Shared Universe Podcast Studio. I'm Cameron Woolley. Be sure to sub to my second channel, Cameron Woolley Gaming, link in the description below. Stay classy, New Jersey.